Hey guys, it is January the 14th, 2024, and I hope everybody's been having a great day so far today. It has been a busy day for me today. Just trying to get all of the last little things done around here before I go to have surgery I leave here tomorrow. And I don't know when I'm gonna return. So there's just a lot of stuff that I've been trying to get done. And knowing my luck, I'll be stuck in the hospital, for a week or something like that. There's just no way for me to know how long I'll be in there for. As long as everything goes okay and there's no complications at all, I would imagine I'm gonna be in there for at least a night or two. And then you have there could be complications, which for me, there usually is. And, I just wanted to make sure that I've got all my stuff that I need to get done around here. Just trying to do as much stuff for my wife as I can because, when I leave to go have surgery and all this stuff, I leave a lot on her plate when I leave. There's just so much stuff that she's got to do. On top of going to work, doing all the stuff for the kids and, getting their dinner ready and all that stuff. And usually before I go to have any surgeries done, or if I know I'm going to be staying in the hospital for any length of time, I cook a bunch of food for my family. I try to make sure that the refrigerator is stocked up with leftovers, which is one of the things that I've been doing today, is just trying to cook food for everybody. Because I really want to make sure that my wife doesn't have to, go through the whole process of trying to cook a bunch of stuff. I really want to have it so she can just throw some stuff on some plates and, throw it in the microwave and heat it up for them, or, just toss it in the oven and heat it up. But just stuff like that, cleaning up around here and trying to cook. And I've been working on a couple of little projects around here I'm trying to get finished up. Just stuff like that, and getting packed up to leave. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. I've got to go have my x-rays done. I had a cleaning about a month ago, but since it was the end of the year and I'd already used up, I get 2 x-rays a year and 2 cleanings that are included with my insurance. And I already used all my x-rays up last year, with the problems that I had with my teeth. So my dentist said, hey, look, let's just wait until the beginning of the new year and we'll have you come back and then we'll do all your x-rays and stuff then. So got to go have x-rays and stuff tomorrow, which, I hope all that's okay. And they got to check and make sure that my partials are fitting, okay and all that. So I've got to go do that in the morning. And then as soon as I'm done, my mom's coming to pick me up and then we're leaving to go to Charleston. And, then we're going to be driving down there. It takes us about 3 hours to get to Charleston from here, if traffic's good. And we're going to be stopping somewhere tomorrow night and getting dinner. And then just going back to our hotel and hitting the sack for the night. I will be tomorrow, just like any of my other procedures. I'm bringing you guys along for the ride. So I'll be, filming as we drive down there. I'll film as we, go about our business in Charleston. I'll film some of Charleston for you guys. And I'll come up with something to talk about tomorrow. But I'll have all that, and I'll post up that video tomorrow night after we get back to the hotel room. And, I'm going to do what I usually do when I have my procedures. I'm going to take you guys along for the ride for that. It can be kind of difficult for me to remember, to film myself after all the stuff's going on. And I have a feeling that this time is going to be a very, very painful procedure. So if I wake up and I'm in a lot of pain, I'm probably not going to record myself. It's just a simple fact. I just can't remember to do it. And then I always think later on, I'm like, I wish I would have recorded myself. But at the same time, too, if I'm in that much pain, that's the last thing that I'm focusing on. And another thing that I always have a problem with, too, is that, and I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but anytime I wake up from a procedure, and this time we're not doing anesthesia again. It's just going to be sedation. So I hope that I don't wake up in the middle of this procedure. But whenever I'm in recovery, I cannot pee. I can't do it in those little urinals that they hand to you. I just cannot do it. I always get really upset with them because I want to go to the bathroom. I guess I have some kind of some kind of phobia or something. If there's like somebody standing behind me, or even like if somebody's standing beside me at the urinal in the bathroom, I have a hard time going pee. I don't know what that's all about. I guess it's like stage fright or something, but it's something I've dealt with my whole entire life. And when the nurse is like standing, because they'll say, well, I'll just leave the room. And it's like, you're standing right outside of that little teeny like cubicle that we're in, and there's just a curtain. And I don't know. It doesn't matter how hard I try. I cannot go pee. And they don't want me getting up and walking to the bathroom. So I usually end up getting pretty upset because I need to pee so bad. Because, they're giving you IV fluids throughout the procedure. And when you're done, you have got to go. And hopefully this time it doesn't end up like that, but we'll see. It's every single time I have a surgery. When I wake up, I've got to pee so bad, and I end up getting upset because they just won't walk away. They'll just stand outside of the room. I can see their feet pointed towards me, and it's like, will y'all just walk away and let me use the bathroom? But they don't, and everybody's just standing there tapping their feet, and that really puts the pressure on. What makes it even harder for me to go. But it's just one of those things that happens with me. If you guys have ever experienced, or you guys go through the same thing, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it and know that I'm not the only one who goes through that. And it's not just when I have surgery. If I go into a public restroom, if I walk up to a urinal and somebody walks up right beside me, if I'm already going to the bathroom, it's one thing. But if I just walk in and somebody walks right beside me and I haven't started yet, I can't start until they walk away. What that is, I don't know. I've never really tried to delve too deep into it. It's just one of those things that I guess a phobia I have or something. But and what's funny about that is back when I was a drinker, though, I could pee anywhere and it didn't matter, which is crazy to me. All this kind of started, when I was a kid, it used to happen, and if I was sober, it would happen, which wasn't very often. But since I've gotten sick and all this stuff I've gone through, there's been a lot of times where I'm having to pee in a urinal while I'm laying in the bed, and it's just so difficult. And I just find it so funny because back when I used to drink, I could go pee anywhere. It didn't matter. There could be a crowd of 1,000 people standing there in front of me, and I could just go. And I guess that had to do with just the liquid courage that I had. And not to mention, I just had to pee because I was drinking so much. But I don't know. That's just something, just kind of rambling here now. I just thought about that when I was talking about it. But anyway, so that's what's been going on with me today. It's 7:07 right now, and I've been so busy today. I haven't eaten anything, and I had to go pick my kids up from school today too. Which I had to pick them up late. I picked up my oldest son at his regular time, but my youngest son had theater practice after school. I couldn't pick him up till 4:30. So I was dealing with that. I haven't eaten anything today. And then we got back. While we were sitting in car line, my blood sugar was just going off, but it wasn't super low. But when we got back here to the house, as soon as we got home, I was trying to get things done so that I could get my video done for today. And then I didn't eat when we got home. And the next thing I know, my blood sugar was 50. And I was getting all kinds of alarms. And the thing is that on my glucose monitor, which I wear a G6, a Dexcom G6, it'll start beeping. My phone will start going off, and you get a beep, 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 beep when it's low. But when it gets really low, and I think below 70, sirens will start going off. And it sounds like an ambulance or something like that. So you hear this wow, 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 and it does not stop. it will just keep going and going and going and going. So that's already frustrating enough. And then you don't feel well because your blood sugar is so low. And I just felt horrible. I started shaking and all that kind of stuff. When the next thing I know, my insulin pump starts beeping and going off as well. And when you hear the insulin pump start to beep and go off, that means your blood sugar is extremely low. Which what was going on with me earlier, my wife was on the way home from work and she called, and next thing you know, she's got her my Dexcom hooked up to her phone too, so she gets alerts. So we were on the phone and she's going, I hear your blood sugar's low. And the next thing you know, the insulin pump started beeping. So she knew right then. She said, I need to get off the phone with you. You need to eat something because obviously your blood sugar is super low right now because that pump is beeping. But it's just been a hectic day. I'm super stressed out. I start getting, right before a procedure, I just start getting really tense, and I just start getting really worked up. Little teeny tiny things can just set me off, and I don't know. I'm just scared. I don't want to deal with this right now. I just don't want to deal with it. And it's like it bothers me before I have the procedure, leading up to it, but not, I'll lose some sleep over it. Literally we'll lose sleep over this, especially because I'll wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and start thinking about it. And I can't go back to sleep, and, but tonight, because I know that I'm leaving tomorrow, it's really, really getting to me now. And especially since the day is almost over, I know that I'm going to go to sleep here in just a little bit. I'm going to wake up and tomorrow's already going to be going. And I just know that tomorrow morning it's just going to fly by. Before I know it, the morning's going to be over. My mom's going to be on the way over here to get me, and we're going to be on our way to Charleston. And I just know the day is going to fly by tomorrow. It always does. And, like I said, before I know it, I'm going to be in Charleston. And before you know it, I'm going to be waking up on Thursday, and we're going to be heading over to the hospital. And that's when it really, gets super real. That morning when you have to wake up and then go to the hospital, and then, you get over there and they make you take off all your clothes and put on a gown and take off all of your jewelry and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know. I'm super stressed out about it right now, but either way, it's going to be okay. It's all going to work out. At least I hope so. And thank you for everybody who said they're going to be praying for me and all the well wishes and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it, guys. It really does lift my spirits up whenever you guys say that kind of stuff. But before I get off of here tonight, two things. If you're looking for a reason not to drink today, this is a perfect reason why not to. Here I am, third surgery in 3 months. I'm gonna have to have. It's 3 surgeries, 4 months or something. But I've had over 20 surgeries since all this began, and here it is. Another surgery is right at the beginning of the year, and I have to have another one. And this isn't gonna stop. This is gonna continue for the rest of my life. There's going to be more problems. There's just going to be. And I know that, my medical problems have only just begun. We haven't even gotten to, the bad part yet. And I'm not looking forward to that day. And I'm not trying to get, down, depressing right now, so please don't take it like that. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a reason not to drink today, use me as your reason why not to, because I can promise you do not want to end up in my shoes. This is so stressful, and not just stressful, but painful. These procedures are painful. When you're having ERCPs, those are not comfortable things to have done. They're just not. Especially if they go in there and start messing around with your pancreas. I'm telling you, when you wake up from those, it's almost unbearable. Really, it is. TIPS procedure, if you have to have one of those, that was super painful, and it's just not something you want to deal with. So, if you're thinking about having a drink tonight and it's been on your mind and you're pacing back and forth and thinking about it, and you keep telling yourself that you're only going to have a couple and just for tonight, don't do it, because it never ends up that way. It always ends up that when we have that one or two, the cycle begins and we're right back in it. And no matter how much sobriety that you have right now, if it's a day or 10 years, that's great. And you have dealt with so much suffering. When you go to get sober and you're dealing with those withdrawals, it can be almost unbearable. It really is. And think about that. Think about the time that you dealt with those withdrawals to get to where you are now. And if you've gotten through that withdrawal phase and, you're pretty much smooth sailing at this point. I know it's, mentally it's hard. But if you're not dealing with the physical withdrawals of it, it's just, now you're playing the mental game. And do you really want to go back through those physical withdrawals again? I know you don't. The thing is that, every single day, and when I get onto the comments and I start replying back to people in there, almost every single video that I do, there's always somebody in the comments that says, I had so much sobriety under my belt. And there are people who have had years under their belt. If you guys don't remember, and if for all of you new subscribers, I can't remember the name of the video, but I did it a few months back. But there was a gentleman who had 30 years of sobriety or something like that, 30 years of sobriety. And he told his wife that I just want to have a 6-pack of Budweiser. I think it was his birthday. After 30 years sobriety, he went to have a 6-pack of Budweiser on his birthday, and he relapsed, and it all went downhill from there. He went back into full-fledged addiction, and his wife told me, I think he was almost 70 at this point or whatever, and she said that he was going to the restroom all over himself. Number two, that he was throwing up every single day, and especially in the mornings, he'd wake up and vomit. His skin was turning yellow. He was having all kinds of problems. And basically, he was knocking on death's door at this point now. And it all came from one bad decision. Just, thinking that he could control one night's worth of drinking. One night led to all that. And his wife was talking about, all the great things that he was doing before this happened, that he was counseling people on addiction. I think they had started some groups that they were doing. He was, the family guy, and all that changed. And, when he went back to drinking again, it all fell apart. He stopped doing all that stuff again and just wanted to drink all the time, just sit around and drink. And, if you were like that, were you the type of person that just sat around and drank all the time? Or if not, if you're the type who drank and went out and did a bunch of stuff, there's still a reason why you decided to get sober in the first place, whether it be for relationship reasons, for reasons with your spouse, with your children, with the community, with your job. Maybe you got into some legal trouble. Maybe you got a DUI. Whatever the reason is, you got sober for a reason. And I want you to go back and think about that, if that's what you're thinking about, or the next time that you think about that you want to have a drink. Why'd you get sober in the first place? And do you really want to throw it all away for one night to feel good for a couple hours? And there's always a trade-off too. You feel good for a couple of hours, but you pay the price the next day. And you're going to feel like crap the next day. You're going to be hungover, you're probably throwing up, headache. And what do we always do? Well, not everybody, but what did I always do? Hair of the dog. It always worked. It made me feel better. But what else did it do? I started getting drunk again first thing in the morning, and the cycle began. And it went like that all day long until I got so drunk where I passed out, and then it would happen again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and etc. You know, like I was saying, almost every single video that I do, somebody tells me that after so much time, they relapse. And a lot of times it's people that have had years of sobriety, or at least a few months. And they say, you know, I relapsed today, or yesterday, or whatever. I have never one time, guys, ever, not one time, ever. And I've been doing this channel now for over a year. Never once have I ever seen somebody in the comments say, I relapsed last night and I'm so excited about it and I'm happy that I did it. Not one time. Never. Every single time that somebody tells me they relapsed, they regret it and they wish that they hadn't. And a lot of times as well is that they relapse and they got pulled right back into that cycle again. And they'll say, you know, I relapsed 2 weeks ago and I've been drinking every day since and I don't know what to do. You don't want to end up like that. And I know I've been talking about this kind of stuff a lot lately. And you know, I'm gonna get on some other subjects later, but especially after I get back from surgery. But the thing is that I just think it's so important to talk about this right now, because here I am having another surgery because I couldn't stop drinking, and I'm dealing with this still. It's just. And I don't want to see anybody else have to go through this kind of stuff. It's the reason I'm here every single day talking about this. Because I want people to know that drinking, just drinking in general, can cause serious health consequences. And there's no like magic number. We can go, if you only have 1 drink a day, then you're going to be okay. You're not safe with 1 drink a day. 1 drink a day is dangerous. Any amount of alcohol is dangerous. And I just want to make sure that people are aware of that. And as many people as I can get this message to and get the education to, you know, I'm going to continue to do so. And I'm going to continue to talk about this until the day that I'm gone. I'm going to continue to talk about it every single day, because I feel like it's that important. You know, if I'd run across a channel like mine, back when I was a drinker, would it have changed anything? I don't know. And there's no way for me to know. I can't go back in time. I don't have a time machine, you know. All I can do is speculate, and I don't think that I just don't think it would work out. So anyway, guys, I just had to fuss at my son, who I told I was going to be doing a video to, you know, right now, and he's out there playing his game, screaming and hollering. I'm sure you guys are going to hear that. Golly. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. And, you know, like I said, if you start to get those thoughts, you know, once again, I have never once ever seen anybody in the comments that told me that they relapsed and said that they were happy that they did it. Nobody. Nobody's ever said after this amount of time I went and had a drink and I'm glad that I did it. Every single person that I've spoken to wishes that they had not done so. It's just going to be something that you're going to regret. I promise you will. Just don't do it. I mean, it's like an instant that you're going to feel good. And usually what ends up happening is that you crack that bottle, you pour yourself that drink, you take that first sip and you go, this is not what I wanted. And then on top of it, you start to drink it and you go, this isn't even the way that I thought I was going to feel. You know, you've hyped it up in your mind that you're going to feel so spectacular, and it's not what you expect it to be. And then on top of it, you have to wake up the next morning feeling like trash. You don't want to do that. Just find something else to keep yourself busy. Go check out that show that I was talking about, Alaska Bush People. That'll fill your time in, trust me. My wife and I have been stuck on that show now for like the past week. And if you watch seasons 1 and 2, the rest of the seasons are on Hulu. So seasons 1 and 2 are on Netflix right now, and most people have Netflix. If you watch it and you want to watch more, The rest of the seasons are all on Hulu, so you can check it out there. And that's what we're doing now. We're on Hulu, watching the rest of the seasons. And the one thing, man, we don't have like the Hulu, like, we have to watch commercials, and man, it is like every 5 minutes they play commercials on there. I don't know what that's all about. I feel like they're really pushing you just to get that subscription service, but I'm not doing that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Thank you so much for watching, like I said, and once again, I'll be heading down to Charleston tomorrow, so be on the lookout tomorrow for that video. And then the next morning, I'll be having my surgery. And like I said, I'll be documenting all this. I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. So be on the lookout for tomorrow's video. That'll be, my trip to Charleston, hanging out with my mom, and just kind of talking with you guys. And Thursday morning, here we go again. So, guys, I love y'all so much. And until tomorrow, I will see y'all then. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.